Okay, welcome to the next episode of our series explaining every single iteration of the Doctor. In the last episode, we finished the Eighth Doctor and this mess up here. It looks like a spider at this point. And now we are going to be covering the Ninth Doctor. And we're going to be starting on the New Who Revival series, which is where a lot of you might have started. So we will just start right here. Okay, so
Just take this one. Kill yourself.
that's
Jack Harkness did everything wrong.
don't tell Tundra, bro.
That is not the Doctor. That is not Solid Snake. You're telling me the Valeyard
Oh my.
could have been there.
So this episode technically never happened.
What a bunch of bullshit.
Oh yeah, you sure about that?
There's no connection
yeah.
there, you fucking
yeah.
idiot. Look.
Oh yeah,
There's no damn line.
Oh yeah, you sure about that? You sure about that? Yeah. The 12th Doctor and Rivers stayed together for 24 years in the hotel. I wonder what they've been doing for all that time. Like,
Oh no. What if the Doctor was named the Freaky? In fact, the 11th Doctor was my first Doctor.
Mine was the 10th Doctor. So, yeah. Okay, thankfully the Ninth Doctor has not that many connections, in all honesty. Like, literally, like 3, so it's fine. Okay. Ninth Doctor, played by Christopher Eccleston in the Revival series, created by Russell T Davies after the end of the classic series with the Seventh Doctor and the failed attempt at a revival by the TV movie in 1996. This is the first successful attempt at a revival, and the Ninth Doctor, of course, was played by Christopher Eccleston, who probably isn't going to be returning because of some questionable beef he has with Russell T Davies specifically. So, he only stayed for one season. They had to do a regeneration because of the fact that obviously he had creative differences with the team, and he left the series after his one season. In his one season, he actually did quite a decent amount. He is the first Doctor to come after the last great Time War, which is an event that was started by this series that they told. So, last great Time War was, of course, the Time War between the Daleks and the Time Lords, and nothing was known about that in the classic series until this new series when we learned about it. He had one companion. Technically he had another guy for like one episode, but no one cares about that guy. He had Rose Tyler, obviously.
Actually, that guy appeared again in a comic where he was working with the Master, but at the end he switched sides and sacrificed himself so the Doctor could win.
Yeah, fair enough.
He helped the Master kidnap every other companion.
Gee, it's called Dimensions in Time, wasn't it? I think so.
No, it's Prisoners of Time.
Prisoners of Time, right? That's a different.
Dimension in Time is that really crappy special.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, he of course, he did decent amount. So obviously he took Rose to the end of the world. They fought the Daleks. He is the first one to see the Daleks after revival. So he saw the last Dalek in one of the best episodes called, just Dalek, in the little lab
you want
area.
orders? Take this one. Kill yourself.
Then he fights the Daleks again at the end, and Rose Tyler ends up absorbing the time vortex, and then obviously he manages to get it out of her and to him instead, and because of that he ends up regenerating because he can't handle the time vortex himself. So yeah. Then he regenerates into David Tennant's 10th Doctor from there. He also fought The Empty Child. That was another good episode, I think. The Empty Child Doctor. He met Jack Harkness. He's the first Doctor to meet Jack Harkness, actually. Um, yeah, that's.
Jack Harkness did everything wrong.
Don't tell Tundra, bro.
The allegations are crazy.
Against Jack Harkness, bro. Yeah. Despite being one of the shortest-lived doctors, he's one of the most beloved doctors. Obviously, he is referred to as the man with the ears because Eccleston had quite prolific ears. Um, I'll probably page so you guys can take a look at that. He
I
also.
swear, if he could wiggle his ears, he could fly. No, no offense to Eccleston, of course,
Oh
but
yes,
I don't think Bro can hear everything. Bro got the surround sound 2.0.
in his debut episode, he fought the Nestine Consciousness and the Autons. He also fought the Slithines, the greatest antagonists ever, definitely, in World War Three, and he regenerated
And
from the War
Aliens of
Doctor.
London.
So yeah, we discussed the War Doctor in the last episode. So yeah, you can watch that if you want to know about him.
He's actually working with Big Finish now.
Yes. So I mean, he's okay with Big Finish. He just doesn't want to come back to the show itself, which is fair enough.
He was iconic for his leather jacket and fantastic.
Yes. Unlike a lot of the doctors wearing suits, he simply wore a leather jacket. I guess because he had to quickly put something on because obviously he came right from the war. He didn't have time to do a lot of that stuff, and it worked quite well for him. Honestly, he rocked that fit. To be fair, can't blame him. Okay. And yeah, technically speaking, it says his first appearance was the Tomorrow Windows because of what they said at the end of the novel, when it's not actually Rose, which is quite interesting, despite Rose supposed to be his first appearance. He, of course, he is from pre-Day of the Doctor, so he believed that he destroyed the Time Lords using the moment. Another fun fact about him, he was supposed to return for the 50th anniversary as the War Doctor, but he declined that role because of that, so that's why they casted John Hurt instead. So, what type of connections does he have? He only has one, from what I can see right now. Actually, no, two.
No, he's got two.
This one and that one, obviously.
And one that's way off to the left.
Oh, this is a Lenny Henry thing.
Oh, yeah.
we already covered Lenny Henry in the Seventh Doctor episode. You can just look at that for Lenny Henry. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that he's once again the second Black Doctor.
Oh yeah, no, second. I thought he was the first. Technically.
Yeah, but now he's the 9.5 Doctor, so therefore he's the second Black Doctor.
Ah yes. So we have Singing Man from Now We're Thereabouts. Enormous Northerner from With All Array. Okay, it's a short story. It's an Eighth Doctor story. I think it's because I think it's the same one where we saw all those dudes. Yeah. From the War Veteran, the Drunk Man for last episode. Those guys who are technically the Doctor. The reason this one is because he is so-called the Enormous Northerner. When Rose first met him, she said that he had a voice that he sounded like he was from the north, and then he was like, "Oh, all planets have a north," so that's likely was the reference to the so-called Singing Man. Does he come up as? He doesn't really come up on here. So yeah. Then there is the Doctor from Doctormania, acted by Slist Freyfoot. Okay, a Slitheen member.
Oh boy, a Slitheen.
There you go, Doctormania. Hell, he looks very happy in this picture. He's a.
That is not the Doctor. That is not Solid Snake.
Well, he is a fictional character who starred in the Holovid show Doctor Who and was portrayed by the Slitheen. The Slitheen's were, of course, these green guys who are characters for sure.
They look like a pug. They kind of look like a pug.
A little bit, yeah. They're so weird. That's who they are. And obviously, he used the skin suit to pretend.
The Slitheen isn't like the
I know they're called Raxacorical but they're.
He said that perfectly. Damn.
Yeah, bro, I know the pronunciation of that. Raxacorical but, the family is called Slitheen. That's what we got for the Ninth Doctor. The other Ninth Doctors, we did those in the last episode, so go watch that. Alright. Now, I guess we can move on straight away. This 10th Doctor was my first Doctor. He is arguably the most iconic Doctor. I mean, apart from Tom Baker, he is, like, a lot of people say he's the most iconic New Who Doctor, at least, right? He did a lot, honestly, because he's quite a complete Doctor. He fought the Cybermen in multiple times. He fought the Daleks multiple times. He did the whole Daleks versus Cybermen thing. He was there. He had Rose Tyler, but then Rose got sent to an alternate universe where she can't come back. Then he had Martha Jones. He also is and with Martha, he fought the first appearance of the Master in New Who, played at first by Derek Jacobi, who then plays him in Big Finish, and also by John Sim, who is a very funny guy. Definitely.
The Master!
Apart from fighting the Master, he fought the Rachnos. He had the Time Lord victorious moment.
Where
And his
he
final
killed Death.
Yes. And then 8 and 9 had to go and stop him. The final
They shit stomped him.
Yeah. Final companion he had was Donna Noble, of course, one of the most iconic companions who returns. Donna Noble has to get her mind erased because she accidentally took in the Doctor's memories. Yeah.
She interacted with the Metacrisis, I think.
Yes. Speaking of the Metacrisis,
which then resulted in her becoming the Dr. Donna, which returned in the 14th Doctor specials. And they solved it in a very strange way.
Yeah. We'll talk about that when we get to the 14th Doctor.
We'll cover later.
Yes, he also had a pretty cool moment with the Family of Blood where he gave them all amazing fates. He met Jack
Which was loosely based off of the 7 Doctor story, Human Nature. The iconic Doctor story.
Yes. He had a reunion with Sarah Jane Smith and Jack Harkness. They had their old kind of Infinity War thing, basically before Infinity War was actually a thing, because they had Sarah Jane, Torchwood, him obviously,
Davros.
And Davros. Yeah, it was basically the Thanos of that.
Detonate the reality bomb.
Yes, that was in that. He is quite human, honestly, by everyone. He took a lot of inspiration from technically his father-in-law's performance, who is Peter Davison, the Fifth Doctor. And because of that, he plays a Doctor in quite a human way. When he didn't want to die, right? So he was like, "I don't want to go," which is now an iconic line. Everyone's like, "Oh, I don't want to go."
I don't want to go.
Yeah. He also fought Rassilon. He's the first appearance of Rassilon in the new series, played by Timothy Dalton, I think, who played Rassilon in the End of Time.
Beat the shit out of. He almost shot Rassilon with a gun.
Yeah. He did a lot in extended media as well. Obviously, he fought Sutek at one point, I'm pretty sure. And he also fought the Beast, who is played by Sutek's voice actor. The Beast, in that episode, that was really nice.
He was some Scottish guy in a unit story. He was a Nazi guard that tried to touch Ace inappropriately in Colditz.
And obviously, we can't forget that the 10th Doctor fought the greatest villain of all time.
The Absorbalov.
Yes, bro. This is the greatest villain of all time, bro.
Yes, the top tier villain.
Yes. That's probably his worst episode by far, the fucking Absorbalov one.
I don't know about that.
I don't think he has any worse episodes than that.
Well, 10th Doctor's worst episode. Okay, yes. Worst Doctor Who episode of all time. I don't know about that.
But he also had one of the best and most iconic episodes, the Blink, which is where he met the Weeping Angels. And the Weeping Angels are known even outside of Doctor Who. Whenever you think about
Blink
something that...
182?
Something that moves
Blink
when
182.
You don't look at it, you call that, Weeping Angel. You know, even if they don't know Doctor Who, they know them as Weeping Angels. Like, yeah, everyone knows what a Weeping Angel is.
Everybody knows it. See, Weeping Angels.
Yes. And he met The Fifth Doctor in
Fifth
Time
Doctor
Crash.
and inspected his bald spot.
I don't even know at this point. So, yeah, the 10th Doctor is definitely
He
one
did
of
a
the most
lot.
iconic Doctors, and for a reason.
Oh, he also met River Song.
Oh, yes, technically, the first appearance of Riversong we saw, but not the Doctor saw. The Doctor, as we know, meets her later, but that's the first point that we meet Riversong. So, yeah.
And it's the end of her story, I think.
Yes, that's when she gets shot in the library. Silence in the Library is a very good two-parter. Apparently, in this audio, he meets the Fourth Doctor. Did not know that.
Yes, that's out of time. I think they fight either they fight the Daleks, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
He also met the Sixth Doctor.
Oh, and he met the 11th Doctor in Day of the Doctor.
And the
Very
War
important.
Doctor.
Yes, and the War Doctor.
And technically every Doctor.
True. And obviously, Donna's grandpa, the
Wilford
best
Brimley.
ever. Wilf.
Yes!
It's Will. He also met
Wilf.
Will.
I said Wilford Brimley. No, that's the guy who says, "We're talking about diabetes."
Wilfred Mott, bro, not Will. Jeez. So, yeah. 10th Doctor was honestly what a lot of people consider so-called the peak of Doctor Who. I mean, your thoughts on that regardless. Some people think that.
I know.
Yeah. I know. It's very
Seven
controversial.
was pretty good.
Yes. But just like how people love the Fourth Doctor, they also love the 10th Doctor for that reason. And obviously David Tennant is quite a good ambassador for the show. He has returned on multiple occasions as the 10th Doctor and also as other characters, which we will soon be getting into which character he returns as a little bit later. But John Smith.
Vikings the redheads.
the toe maker.
Oh, we also gotta cover Doctor Whooves.
Oh.
Kill me.
That's okay. That's going to 10th Doctor. Okay. Okay, first of all, let's do this stuff. You got John Smith, who is of course the persona he takes up as a human, which he took up in the Family of Blood episode, based off where is it? This guy, it's John Smith from the 7th Doctor.
No, that's just like the Doctor's general identity as a human.
When they're referring to it as an incarnation, they mean is when he took it as the Family of Blood, the fake name. There's also Jenny,
and also
the Doctor's
in human nature.
Jenny, the Doctor's daughter. I forgot to mention her, but we mention her now. When he went to the Macedonian post-humans, he was literally just like, well, they just gave him an arm ring, he put it on, and then suddenly, oh, Jenny came out, and Jenny was, like the Doctor's daughter in a way, technically speaking. She only appears in one episode, but she appears in, I think she appears in some audios. I'm seen them.
Oh yeah, the 10th Doctor also met the Muppets.
Oh, yes. The Muppets. We gotta mention that. So basically, in this episode, he gets, people call it looming, which is similar to the reference from before, but it's not exactly looming. She is technically part Time Lord because of that. She's an offshoot of the Time Lords. She has regeneration powers like the Doctor, which she uses at the end, but she regenerates into the same form again, which, okay. Obviously, they go on the adventure, and then she ends up getting killed at the very end of the episode. And then the Doctor has this whole speech where he's like, oh, make the future of this planet a man who never would. That's quite cool. But then she just comes back to life, and I assume she meets other people too. Yeah, she has a bunch of stuff.
Yes, she actually helps out the Doctor.
Oh, she meets, that's her dad. A real dad.
A lost dimension.
That's her real life dad. You know?
Yeah, that's... that woman's life is completely Doctor Who. She can't escape.
Yes, her actor is the wife of David Tennant and the daughter of Peter Davison, who is the 5th Doctor. So, yes. Yeah, she is always involved with Doctor Who for that reason. Okay.
That's gotta be like the craziest thing, bro.
Jackson Lake. Oh, Jackson Lake. I know about that. Jackson Lake, basically, the Cybermen, Wiki.
Uh-oh.
Okay, there you go. Jackson Lake was this guy who thought he was the Doctor because the Cyberman took over that area, and because of that, his memories were altered by a Cyberman infostamp, making him to think that he is the Doctor. He went by the Doctor, and then the actual 10th Doctor meets him and is like, "Oh, who the hell are you?" And then obviously helps him because he realizes that he actually has a son and etc. And then he saves him. So yeah, and eventually he creates a novel based on this experience in universe called that. And yes, so
A man of
he's
two minds.
he's
He
not
was also in a book. Hold on, bros. Appearances. Scroll up, scroll up. Dark Waters.
Dark Waters.
See right there? What
Uh,
is that about?
I've not read Dark Waters. I only
Me
really
neither.
know.
I'm going to guess that's a... Oh, it's a short story.
Yes. Dark Waters was a natural star of the 10 Days of Christmas. Plots to be added. Characters 10th Doctor. World building to be added. Notes to be added. Continuity to be added. Chat, I think they
Amazing.
might want to add stuff. They might want to add stuff.
Maybe.
Okay. Alright, let's just do it then, because that's the only other connection from the 10th Doctor. Well, okay, there's these over here, but
No,
let's...
we
I didn't even see
we've got
these.
Metacrisis. We got the Time Lord Victorious.
Let's do this one first, because it's rare, okay? Alright, listen, yeah, this is not a Doctor Who character. This is not a Doctor Who character. Okay, this is, this character from My Little Pony,
God.
who is,
There's
who
a
is based
timekeeper.
on the Doctor, right? It's just My Little Pony, and they're based on the Doctor. That's it. They're not any relation to the Doctor.
Yep.
They're inspired by the Doctor, but
Yeah.
yeah. That's all, and I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Yeah, and there's 3, 5, 10, and 11, which means he can regenerate.
Yes, but then he skipped a few. He does not. Apparently, I don't think My Little Pony knows how to count. 3, 5, 11? Okay. Can you count, bro?
Pony Lords.
Alright, bro.
I'm going insane.
Absolutely not. Here we go. Alright, this is implied to be the same incarnation as the Emperor, who we talked about in the last episode, who is Doctor who took over the universe and has I forgot, you know that better. But it says that
Yes.
4 Doctors shows 10 becoming Time Lord victorious and reigning over reality, then getting assassinated like the Emperor. So I guess it's implied that that's the same as the Emperor, or at least
Look it up on the wiki.
4 Doctors. The comic is called 4 Doctors. It features 12. Wait, who's featured? 12, 11, 10. Who's the 4th?
The alternate
War.
12th Doctor.
Oh, okay. Where's the character? Oh, that's the whole plot on it. But where is it? Alternate 10th? Is there any alternate 10th Doctor?
12th Doctor. It's right. It's on the fucking top.
No, is that the one that we're talking about? I don't think that's the one that we're talking about, though. That's the
one.
I mean, sure. No, this is an alternate 10, though, they're speaking about. 10 becoming Town of Victorious. But yeah, I guess that happens in the comic.
Okay.
And they also have Time of Victorious from the 4 Doctors AU, who is that. So what the Time of Victorious actually is, we only briefly summed over, so I might as well cover what that actually is in full. Time of Victorious was a multimedia event that they did during lockdown. When COVID-19 was a thing. They proceeded to make a whole bunch of stuff like escape rooms, like real life escape rooms. You go there and you be the Doctor and kill them and stuff. There's also novels they made. This whole arc happens between the Waters of Mars episode where he saves the space, like the Mars people, the Mars astronauts when they were supposed to die, and breaks the fixed point in time. And because of that, he says that he's the Time Lord victorious because all the other Time Lords are dead because he believes that he killed them. And he goes back, he kills Death with a Ood assassin companion. Like his companion at the time is a Ood assassin. And He has a pretty cool outfit. I'll probably show a picture of that on the screen. I thought that was quite cool looking. Yeah, and eventually the 8th and the 9th Doctors have to go and stop him because he screwed up literally everything by doing this. You know, because if he killed Death, then no one's ever died. So he's brought back everything, which causes some issues, to say the least, right? Yeah, that's the Time Lord Victorious for you, and it is a pretty good event. I would recommend checking it out when you can. There's just a novels and stuff.
Unfortunately, you can't do the escape rooms anymore.
Yeah, they should make them like online, maybe like the game versions. I don't know, maybe that'll work for it.
I'm sure there's videos.
Yeah, videos. You can just watch a video of some guy doing it, I guess. But yes, we talk about now the Metacrisis Doctor. The Metacrisis Doctor was a human Time Lord hybrid between the Doctor and Donald, and it was created by like the Metacrisis between the 10th Doctor's hand, because in the first episode he loses his hand. He has a sword fight and he loses it because it gets cut off, and then he regrows it back. But then the hand was found by Jack Harkness, and he decided to keep the Doctor's hand because he's a widow. And
We don't want to. We don't want to know what he did with that hand.
oh no. Eventually the
Why
hand is
is it in a
used
jar?
for multiple purposes. The Master uses it to get the Doctor's DNA and then age him up into some weird thing. You guys should remember that from Lost in the Time. After he gets
Last of the Time Lords. I can speak.
yes, and after that Lost Time Lords, it eventually forms into its own little thing from there, and then because Rose was there to like help them, now he leaves the Metacrisis Doctor with Rose essentially in Journey's End, because this Doctor was like the Ninth Doctor in the 10th Doctor's body, almost, what they described it as, because it was the Doctor before he had met Rose, before he had all this like character development. He was still angry from the Time One, etc. And yeah, he goes by the name Corin at later dates, so he becomes try to different with the Doctor, and obviously, this version eventually marries Rose and settles down with her in some of the comics later on. So yeah. Obviously, they're in another universe, by the way. They're in Pete's universe, so they can't come back and they can't meet the Doctor again.
Yeah, he got sucked in the portal while they were trying to contact the ghosts, which were actually Cybermen, and the Daleks were there too. Doomsday covers that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and they never had this dog does not have a TARDIS, so he can't go back to the main universe if he wants to. He's just
fucking womp, loser.
just staying with Rose now, forever seemingly. Don't think, yeah.
Yeah, they're stuck there.
Okay. Now we are going to be doing. Is that it? Oh no, we also have Barnaby Edwards Doctor from Old Friend. Barnaby Edwards from Old Friend. He is a nice man. Okay. Barnaby Edwards is a companion of the Doctor sometime after his 10th incarnation, so of a possible future incarnation of the Doctor. Barnaby and the Doctor fought the Sontarans, the Floor Menace. What? After some time,
the Nth Doctor.
What, the Nth Doctor again, bro? Yes. So Barnaby encountered the 10th Doctor on his birthday while living in the care home. Barnaby was unaware this was an incarnation of the Doctor who had yet to meet him. I don't know why. So, and then according to the Doctor, went to sleep. So yeah, I've not heard of any content that this companion was in, but I guess they had a nice little sweet ending with the 10th Doctor. who
He went to sleep. He's fucking dead, bro.
I
He's
mean, from his
dead.
appearance, he looks like he's like 80 years old. I would be expecting that.
Grandfather head ass, bro. Look like he's starred in the old Doctor Who show.
Okay. Whew. I see him down here, staring
God
into my soul.
damn it, that son of a bitch.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. We are now going to be covering the 11th Doctor, played by the guy who was in Morbius.
Mr. Sex.
11th Doctor, played by Matt Smith. He was also a very popular Doctor, viewed as one of the iconic Doctors, along with David Tennant's Doctor. A lot of people saw him as their first Doctor. Mallet saw him as his first Doctor.
Yes, I remember the Doctor looking like that.
Yeah. And then eventually, so he did a lot. He fought the Cyberman at multiple occasions. He fought the Daleks too. He fought the great Santarans, and he had the Pater Monster Gang with Strax in it, the best guy of all ever. Strax is there.
Strax actually met Jago and Lightfoot once.
Yes.
Too,
his debut.
Who are the best.
He's also the youngest actor to play the Doctor to date, I'm pretty sure. Like, Matt Smith's still the youngest actor, as at his time. He was 25. Like, even Ncuti Gat was 30 years old, so, yeah, being 25 and playing the Doctor was a pretty good task. His first companion was Amy Pond and Rory. He had the 11th Hour, one of the best debut episodes, because he has a really cool speech. And then he's like, you know, the thing where he's like, hello, I'm the Doctor, basically run. That's really cool.
You should run.
He finds the crack in the fabric of time and space in the wall, which is actually the Time Lord trying to communicate to him that they are not actually dead. This is actually the first Doctor that Stephen Moffat took over as showrunner, because RCD was the showrunner for, what's his name, 9 and 10. Yes, so then you have Moffat being the showrunner for 11 and 12. So, yes.
Moffatisms are infamous in the Doctor Who community.
Yes. I mean, I did like him because, you know, 11 12 was some of my favorite Doctors, so he did do a good job, to be fair. Better than Chibnall, at least. Let's just say that.
God. 13th Doctor did not deserve.
Yeah. They, of course, expand more on the River Song mythology in this and reveal that she's actually the daughter of Rory and Amy, which makes it quite awkward that Amy at one point tried to kiss the Doctor, but we're going to ignore that. We're also.
I'm imagining 11th Doctor diss track on Rory, and that's why I kissed your wife. And fucked your dog.
Eventually, Amy and Rory, you know, they get attacked by the Weeping Angels, and then they have to live the rest of their life. The Doctor cannot meet them anymore, which is quite unfortunate. So then he meets one rather
kind of stupid. He could just time travel there.
Yeah, prolific companion, of course, Clara Oswald, who is definitely
the impossible girl.
Yes, and pretty sure that's a little bit later, but
yeah, she has her own fucking section here. What the fuck?
In the first segment of the 11th Doctor, in the end of season 5, he finds the Pandorica, and that was a special prison that was built for the Doctor because all of his villains were there. He then stands on top of the Pandora, gives a really cool speech, which is like really cool. I really like that one. But then he gets locked in the Pandorica for like what, a lot of years. I forgot how many, but a whole lot of years.
Yeah.
And Rory,
like, since Roman invasion of Britain.
Yeah. And Rory became an immortal bloody immortal like Auton.
He became an Auton.
Yes, and he stayed there, protected the Pandorica that entire time, and because he also wanted to save Amy. He even
saved it during World War II.
Yeah, fair. And then obviously Amy was also there. So then
Lone Centurion.
He eventually saved Amy, and then what they did was the Doctor went and rebooted the whole universe, and that happens then. Sutek survives that despite being on the TARDIS at this time, by the way.
Bro, how? How is he still alive?
I don't know. Then their pawns marry and they have an extended honeymoon, so where the Doctor does not meet them for quite a while. And then, obviously, you get to some of the later seasons. The thing is, this
River
Doctor,
Song is supposed to kill him, but she doesn't, therefore
yes,
messing with a fixed point in time, and
that
time
makes
goes
the
haywire.
entirety of history happen at once. You get to some weird universe where,
So
like,
you're
Winston
telling me the toy
Churchill.
maker was in London?
Yeah. During. I don't.
You're telling me the Valeyard
Oh my god.
could have been there?
Oh my god. And another thing, he met the Star Trek guys in the comic. The Star Trek people, which might happen again, actually, considering what RTD's been saying, so might meet them again. But he's already met them. So when anyone asks if there's a Star Trek crossover, there's already been one in this comic, Assimilation Squared, where in this comic the Cybermen team up with the Borg from Star Trek, and obviously they do their thing. Um, yeah. um, so obviously, yeah, here it is, where they have the paradoxical timeline where everything happens, and then obviously he marries for River Song, and then that's when River Song officially becomes the Doctor's wife. Then he meets
And then they go
Oswin.
to the worst dialect episode ever, Asylum
Yes,
of the Dialects.
that's where he meets Clara, who's actually a Dalek, because well, that's later, so I won't tell you why Klaus did. I'll tell you that a little bit later. Then you also have some more trips with the pawns. He lives with them for a little bit. Then obviously we know what happens to them. They get killed by the Weeping Angels.
They were killed by the Weeping Angels.
Yes. Then he meets Clara again in Victorian times. He's like, "Oh, I've seen this woman twice now. Who the hell is this person? Why do I keep meeting her?" So then he eventually tries to find who this woman is, and then finds out stuff. But yeah,
He
mainly,
meets the Great Intelligence at his grave.
yes. And that's actually next, the grave on Trenzalore.
The Great Intelligence hops into the Doctor's time stream and turns every victory into a defeat, killing the Doctor God knows how many times, and the Earth, the whole universe, in fact.
So the main thing is that this doctor believed he was the last doctor because Time Lords normally have a regeneration cycle of 12. And this doctor, the War Doctor counts, so technically, and also 10 regenerate into himself. That happened. So because of that, that counts as another regeneration. So this technically is the 13th Doctor. Like the 11th Doctor, 10th, 13th Doctor. Sorry, they have 13 regenerations, not 12. Because of that, he believed he was the last Doctor, and because of that, he thought that he was going to die on this planet called Trenzalore. So he went to Trenzalore, and he fought there for 900 years. He fought every single villain of the Doctor. Literally, all of them came at some point to try and fight him, and then he beat them all.
Oh, the Master was there.
That means the 11th Doctor did fight the Master. Depends which one. I wonder which one it was. Who came to Trenzalore?
If any of them, it'd probably either be the bald guy or Crispy.
Yes. But yeah, it was just the seed of Chancellor. And in the original timeline, what was meant to happen was that he was meant to die, obviously, after fighting for that long, and then not regenerate because he had used up all of his generations. And then in the alternate timeline, he saw his tomb, his gravestone, and the TARDIS had a size leak. What that means is all the bigger on the inside started coming outside. So the TARDIS grew in size, and if that TARDIS was allowed to keep going on, it would become huge. TARDIS are infinite on the inside, so this TARDIS would have become infinite in size if they didn't break this timeline. Because they changed this timeline. The new timeline, Clara, she told the Time Lords to give the Doctor more regenerations. He convinced them. So the Kraken time opened once
Oh,
again,
this.
and
Oh, this is also where we discovered John Hurt was the War Doctor.
yeah, Time of the Doctor. Then he gets
No,
a
not in Time of the
new.
Doctor.
I forgot which episode it
It was
was.
before that, I think.
Name of the Doctor?
I think.
Name of the Doctor
Either
was
name or day.
obviously where they couldn't give off the Doctor's name for obvious reasons. Yeah. um, so the 11th Doctor gives a new regeneration cycle, and from the Time Lords, and he regenerates into the 12th Doctor. But yeah, that is what happens with the Grey One Trenzalore. So now we're going to talk about Clara as a character. So Clara, why is she here? So let's go on up here. Clara Oswald, who is played by Jenna Coleman. Um, she had a rather normal childhood, but she eventually met the Doctor just normally. But the thing is, the Doctor had been seeing her before, so she started to wonder. He started to wonder, why do I keep seeing this woman everywhere? Eventually, it is revealed that she jumped into. Can I find it? I want to find the page with the Doctor's
He jumped
timeline.
into his time stream, became Echoes, appeared in several old episodes, and
The
stopped the
Doctor's
Great
time
Intelligence.
stream. Yes, there's a lot of Claras because of this. She jumped to Doctor's time stream, she came in every single one. She is the one who convinced the first Doctor and Susan to take that specific TARDIS. You know, the TARDIS that we know of, not a random TARDIS.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, there's actually a fun fact. Did you know that the Doctor's original TARDIS is still out there and wants to get revenge on him? That's a fun fact.
Yeah, that's right.
The TARDIS he was meant to take, because he wasn't meant to take this one. The TARDIS that we know, he wasn't meant to take it. But Clara convinced him to take this TARDIS. So, because of that, the
Which
TARDIS...
changes the first line we heard from William Hartnell.
Yeah, but, you know, everything's up to contradictions nowadays. Because she made him steal this specific TARDIS, then you have the original TARDIS that the Doctor's meant to have still on the run for him that wants to find him, which is quite funny. Yes, so obviously there's
And 11th Doctor also time traveled back accidentally to the very early ages of Gallifrey and flew the very first TARDIS. It went wrong.
And it tried to eat the entire multiverse, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
I remember seeing that. So now you have...
That was the Lost Dimension.
Yes.
Oh, wait, we gotta do Mr. Clever.
We'll do that. I'm just gonna cover all
And
these
Dream
little,
Lord,
all
11th...
these little Clara things. Pre-name the Dr. Clara Oswald is the original Clara Oswald that we know of that he met normally. Help the first Doctor choose the right TARDIS. That's the one I was talking about, where she said, "Oh, don't pick that TARDIS. Pick this one." Yes, watch the 10th Doctor in the library. She was there. She was chilling there. Told Amy to write, "Run, you clever boy," and remember, because she likes to call the Doctor a clever boy because she does. Yes. Also have.
He likes the redheads.
Yes. Clara Oswald, the Victorian Clara from the episode with the Paternoster gang. Winnie Clearance. I don't actually know that one.
I don't know.
Who's Winnie Clearance? But a wiki can. Okay. Clarence. It says Clearance. It's Clarence. She's a splinter who was a student and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of different Clara Oswald splinters. Obviously, you have Oswin the Dalek we were talking about. And then the post name of the Dr. Clara Oswald. And, yes. Obviously, okay. I don't have to explain the entire... Can we do... We'll do it when it gets to the 12th Doctor, okay? Because that's 12th Doctor stuff, so yeah, I'm not going to talk about this now.
That's...
That's 12th Doctor stuff.
God damn it, I see him. I see him. He's right there.
Okay. Alright.
Every time I see that name, there's bugs under my skin, and I gotta grab a screwdriver to get the bugs out.
That is the 11th Doctor, and Clara. Okay. And now we are going to be doing the other ones. We've got Mr. Clever right here. And
That was 11th Doctor taking, or well, a persona of the Doctor where it was Cybermen and he wanted to take over the universe, I think. That came from a very shitty episode.
I don't remember that. But... Oh! Yes, I remember. This is the episode where his brain got taken over by the Cyberman controller and they had a build, like, mental thing where it was, like, two sides of the Doctor and they were like, oh, yes, I am actually the Doctor and I am here to say that, yeah, that we're gonna destroy the universe. And this one's like, no, I'm the real Doctor, I'm not gonna do that. And then Clara came in and Clara asked, do you think I'm pretty? And Mr. Clever said yes, and then she knew it was fake because the real Doctor would never say that, because that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Another thing for the 11th Doctor, obviously, he did the Day of the Doctor. He met Ten and War. They went back to Gallifrey and they revealed that they actually saved the Time Lords because they called every single Doctor, all of them, and they all rushed over and they all proceeded to save Gallifrey. Obviously, he met the Moment, who was played by Billie Piper, who played Rose Tyler.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, after Mr. Clever, we have Dream Lord.
The Dream Lord.
So the Dream Lord was a evil persona of the Doctor that was a psychic manifestation of the darker parts of the Doctor's character, which sounds kind of familiar to someone else.
Valeyard.
Of course, awoken by the psychic pollen that was stuck in the time rotor of the TARDIS, and he proceeded to try and kill the Doctor and Amy and Rory when they were there. So yeah, but then obviously you have that moment right there. But yes.
Jesus Christ.
But yes, that's who the Dream Lord is. He is a evil
can't get away from him
version of the Doctor. Yeah. Okay. 11th Doctor from Ganger. I know how you say this. Oh, I know this, yes.
Oh, these
were these zombie dudes, and like basically they created a copy of the 11th Doctor, and that copy actually gave some cool references, like he was like, do you want a jelly baby at one point, as a reference to the 4th Doctor, because this guy was unstable, so he just picked random stuff from every single Doctor to be. So yes, they were also doppelgangers, and yes, they look really, really weird. Like they look like Voldemort, kind of. You see that Voldemort? Kind of looks like Voldemort.
No, Voldemort.
Yeah, Voldemort. Temporarily aborted Doctor from Journey to the Center of the TARDIS. I know what this episode is. It was kind of a bad episode. Basically, what this episode is so there were these three guys, and obviously, they hooked the TARDIS onto their chain, and because of that, Clara got, stuck, like, kind of, sort of dead, like, halfway dead. So then he forces the three guys to help him to find Clara. And eventually, they are called the Time Zombies, who go and help, and who are trying to defeat, the Doctor and Clara. So they go to the center of the TARDIS to stop them, because they need to find the very center of the room. There were so many weird rooms inside the TARDIS, like so many, just absolutely weird stuff. I mean, the visuals were kind of cool, but the episode itself was not the most entertaining. And at the very end, they had the weirdest conclusion ever. The Doctor uses a vortex thing manipulator, I think, to go back in time and then give himself the thing to stop the episode from ever happening. So this episode technically never happened.
What a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, the Doctor gives himself the key to stop the episode from happening in the first place. So this is an aborted timeline. And technically, I guess this doctor died. I they died, or they turned evil and ooh, ooh, ooh.
No, they're not connected to him, the
Oh yeah,
terrible
oh
one.
yeah, oh yeah. You sure about that?
There's no
Oh yeah,
connection there, you
oh
fucking
yeah,
idiot.
oh
Look,
yeah.
there's
No,
no
no, no,
damn
no,
line.
no. Oh yeah, you sure about that? You sure about that? Yeah, you sure about that? Yeah.
There's no fucking line to the
No, no,
Valeyard in
no, no,
that, you
no, no. Check,
stupid
check, check,
fucking.
check Discord. Check Discord. Check Discord.
Oh my god. You fucking edited the image. I hate you.
Wait, I just realized we've
Kill
covered
yourself.
everything around the 11th Doctor now, and the 12th Doctor is lore.
No. No. No.
It is time.
Yeah. It's not time yet. No, we still gotta cover 12. We still have to cover the 12th
No,
Doctor.
it's lower than 12. It's lower than 12. Sorry,
No.
12 is lower than this.
No. No.
It's the picture.
Mithy Yardvale is the name.
Ah, yes. Right, it's a
Oh,
classic
Jack
thing.
the Ripper. Okay, yes, that's right. The Valeyard. He appeared first in the Sixth Doctor and said that he was between the Doctor's 12th and final regenerations. He was every evil thought the Doctor ever had. He appeared in several novels as well and audio dramas before Michael J. Station's death. Rest in peace.
Jason.
He Jason. What the fuck ever. Listen,
Don't
you
say
know how my
Jason.
brain works.
Yes.
And he appeared in the book Matrix, which was the Seventh Doctor, where he became Jack the Ripper and also a giant evil ghost monster because he was doing voodoo shit or something like that. But not like
Yes.
the Faction Paradox voodoo bullshit. His own brand of voodoo bullshit.
Um,
And he dies in that novel.
also this so bad.
The War Valeyard.
Yes.
Yeah,
Why did they bring him?
oh boy, he was something else.
Why did they bring him? He was reconstructed from the Eighth
Huh?
Doctor when he used the transmat to leave Thelian. He was set to work by these guys to fight in the Time War. We won many battles by not hesitating to sacrifice planets when necessary. So basically, he was like had all the Doctor's skill and their power, but he didn't have the morals. So they could use him
No
for
hesitation. He did
whatever.
not give a shit. They needed a shadow warrior, and he did it.
Yeah. Damn.
There was also the trial of the Valeyard, where the Valeyard was put on trial for a crime so heinous the court wouldn't even reveal it to his lawyer, the Doctor.
I mean, the thing is, if you think that the Doctor is you've seen what the Doctor is capable of, like what he can do. So if the Valiant is on a crime for something they can't mention, the Time was can't mention, it must have been something really serious. Like, think about
It
it. You
was just
guys,
looking at like regeneration magic and shit. It was just like, what? That's the crime so bad.
yeah, okay, fair enough. But the Valiant's probably capable of insane stuff, knowing what the Doctor is. Yes, and if you want to know why, we've been like laughing for this entire episode, or like the entirety of the last episodes that he's been here, is because at one point, like we were talking with it in a group chat that we do these videos in, and we just sent an image of the Valiant with no context, and eventually it became so funny that we edited it over literally everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and just
Goku, the
show you
Doctor.
some of these edits that we made, and also um like the video versions too, and all the images and stuff for what the Valiant, why the Valiant is so funny.
We complain about brain rot, and then this is us.
Listen, this is funnier than like Skibbity Twitter anyway, so it's fine. Anyway, yes, so the alternate connections to him. The War Valeyard, one, the time war, but he was on when we talked about the War Valeyard already in this little segment, of course, they resurrected him for the time war. Tim Hope, Matrix Protection. I swear that was all the way back in like the first thing, right? The Timeless Child. Don't know how that's the Valeyard, but maybe. Listen, yeah. The Doctor Who fandom has a thing where they're like, oh, this guy is a version of the Doctor who didn't appear for like 5,000 years. Maybe he becomes the Valeyard. So there's a lot of times where you just have something like that, so people think it is.
Is that the Ronnie?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Valeyard is the Ronnie, okay?
Obviously, what the Valeyard is an amalgamation of the Doctor's dark sides. And in the final game, Delgado's originally planned final episode for it, the Master would have been revealed to be either the Doctor's brother or an amalgamation of the Doctor's dark side. So, the Master in this cancelled episode was supposed to be the Valeyard. Good thing that didn't like.
Clearly, the Valeyard is the Ronnie.
Fuck's sake. Okay. You know, I guess we can talk about another evil incarnation of the Doctor who is similar to the Valeyard, because we didn't talk about him last episode. But he should have been in last episode. Talk about Zagreus. Don't know why that's the picture. But he is an anti-time creature that was formed after a massive anti-time entered the Doctor and became sentient. And the name Zagreus was taken from a legend created by the Never people. So yeah. This is a little thing that they did. Yeah.
He was the eighth. He infected the Eighth Doctor, took over the body, and also infected the TARDIS. But the Doctor had a magic orb in the TARDIS that made him sane again. And also, there's the Zagreus rhyme. Zagreus sits inside your head. Zagreus lives among the dead. Zagreus sees you in your bed and eats you when you're sleeping. Zagreus at the end of days. Zagreus lies all other ways. Zagreus comes when time's a maze, and all of history is weeping. Zagreus taking time apart. Zagreus fears the hero heart. Zagreus seeks the final part and the reward that he is reaping. Zagreus sings when all is lost. Zagreus takes all those he's crossed. Zagreus wins at all it costs. The hero's hearts he's keeping. Zagreus seeks the hero's ship. Zagreus needs the web to rip. Zagreus sucks time at a drip. In a life aside he's sweeping. Zagreus awaits at the end of the world, for Zagreus is the end of the world. His time is the end of time, and his moment time's undoing.
Yes. That is.
Yeah, so basically he's. And I think the Never people were like people the Time Lords burned, aka removed from time and space. And so, as you can see.
Divergence as well.
Oh, yeah, the Divergence is something completely different, though.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, they're a bit, Zagreus is, people are waiting for that to come back, you know. It probably isn't. Also, the ending of that fucking story is super weird. Like,
Valeyard could also return at some point.
It's very good, but it's the most brain-melting, like, brain-flowing out your ears story ever.
Yeah. The 11th
The Brigadier shows up.
Is the 12th, the 12th, apparently, regeneration, and the Valeyard is said to be between your 12th and final regeneration, so I guess, imagine Matt Smith pulls up with the Valeyard's, like, hat.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, that image of you where you like edited yourself into the Valeyard costume.
Yes. I should, you know, a comic book, I should probably cosplay as the Valeyard.
Oh my god. I should cosplay as the Sixth Doctor.
Yes, for a recreate time, try out the time book.
Have it over Discord.
So this is a thing that's next to this. I can't read it, and I can't zoom in any further.
I don't know what the hell that is either.
I can't read what that says. If you guys... I tried. Whew. Now we will cover who is, after my rewatch, my new favorite Doctor. After my rewatch of the
The
series.
12th Doctor.
The 12th Doctor, who is criminally underrated, especially during his original series. People didn't like him at all, but...
Everyone complained about him being too old, and yet we had William Hartnell.
They forget that the Doctor was originally always played by an old guy. The young guy thing came at David Tennant, really. Like, you know? A proper young guy. But, here we go.
Yeah.
It was the first regeneration of the new regeneration cycle that was created after Time of the Doctor, when Time was given more regenerations. The 12th Doctor, played by Peter Capaldi, he started off rather grumpy and rather like, because of that, he was quite angry and old and stuff, and he had Clara as his companion because of the fact that he had spent 900 years fighting on Trenzalore. If I had spent 900 years of constant war, I'd also be a bit grumpy when I just came back to Earth. But Season 8 was not the best for him, but he did quite a lot. He had fought the Cyberman in the end of his first series, and he'd met Missy, the new Master, because the 11th Doctor had not met the Master, like, officially, but he is the first Doctor after that to meet the Master in the form of a female time lady, Missy. And Missy as the Master is one of the first times the Master was shown as not 100% evil, because he kind of redeems Missy, like, a little bit. Like, if you guys watch it, you'll know that Missy was kind of redeemed by him. Obviously, they fight the Daleks, and there they reveal Scarrow's back, and he fights Davros again. He meets Davros once again. And he is tricked by Davros into giving him his regeneration energy. And then he goes back and he meets Davros as a child. Yeah, child Davros, but before he looked like, a decaying corpse. And he saves him when he was a child because, and now that's a fixed point in time, so you can't ever destroy Davros because he saved him in the first place. So, yeah. This Doctor comes after the events of Day of the Doctor, meaning that he knows that they saved Gallifrey, so he knows that Rassilon and all them are still alive. And because of that, we get some interesting stuff that happens. So, now that we have done it, we might as well talk about Clara's death and stuff from here. Okay. What happens here is in Face the Raven, um, the 12th Doctor meets Ashildr again. So who Ashildr was? Ashildr was a Viking woman, like during the Viking times, who the 12th Doctor made immortal because of the fact that she died in the episode because she had too much energy, like going to have the visions that were given for to defeat the main enemy, and because of that, he recovered a device which would bring her back to life because he had a very cool scene where he realized that he is the reason he chose this face, because the 10th Doctor saved a guy who was also played by Peter Capaldi, and I forgot his name. Oh, the Roman guy. Um, because he saved that guy, he then realized that he took this face because he is the Doctor and he saves people. So he proceeded to save Ashildr and make her immortal. So she lived until the end of the universe. She was one of the last beings at the end of the universe. She even outlived Captain Jack, who was alive because of the time vortex. Because Captain Jack becomes the face of Bo, and he dies like far before this, which is insane. Anyway, Ashildr owns a little town in Earth, right? Which is in a little alleyway, and what happens is Clara and the Doctor go in there, and Clara takes a little death certificate from a guy who was trying to save. She was trying to save. I forgot the name of that guy though. Fuck. But what happens is, obviously the Doctor has to try and save Clara, and Clara ends up dying to the Raven in the end because he's not able to save her. So, because of that, he is forced to go into the confession dial. What the confession dial is a prison made by the Time Lords with the Doctor's greatest fear, which is an old woman in a veil. I don't know why the Doctor's scared of that. Probably, if I saw that as a kid, I'd probably be a little bit scared. I can't lie. So I don't fully blame the Doctor for being scared of that. Anyway, he was in the confession dial for 4.5 billion years, and he constantly went there. It's an episode Heaven Sent, one of the greatest piece of television ever made, in all honesty, because you see him punch the wall for 4 billion years. You see him, 1 billion years have passed, 2 billion years have passed, 3 billion years have passed, etc. He keeps saying that over and over again. Every time he dies, the cycle is reset because he gets teleported back to that same place again to relive the cycle. He could have gone out anytime by giving up the secret of the hybrid, who is a being created of two warrior races to destroy the entirety of Gallifrey and Scarran in the Time War and end the Time War. But he didn't give up the secret of the hybrid because, uh, because he preferred to break the wall instead because he's that cool. So yes, the 12th Doctor breaks the wall. The 12th Doctor was notably, I think he was based a lot of the previous Doctors before him were based on two, right? Based on Second Doctor. In the whole comedy thing. I think the 12th Doctor had a lot of inspiration from the Third Doctor. Capaldi said that he grew up a long time with John Pertwee, and he had a lot of similar things to John Pertwee. He did Venusian
He
Aikido a little
also
bit.
met the fourth Doctor, Tom Baker.
Yeah. He did Venusian Aikido with a bunch of times as well. He brought that back, and obviously he was in the greatest crossover of all time, Lego Dimensions. We had the 12th Doctor
There's
in
that
Lego
fucking.
Dimensions.
We need to find that fucking picture of Peter Capaldi with the fourth Doctor with Tom Baker, the black and white one. You know the one I'm talking about,
Oh yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. You sent it in the chat a very long time ago. He
That
is the
fucking
12th Doctor
picture.
also has his final night with River Song because right after the Husbands of River Song episode, she goes to the library where the 10th Doctor meets her and she dies. So yeah. The thing is, the 12th Doctor and River stayed together for 24 years in the hotel. I wonder what they've been doing for all that time. Like,
Oh no!
what
What
are we
if the
doing?
Doctor was named the Freaky?
Brian did that for 24 years. Crazy. I mean, to be fair, 24 years is now nothing for the 12th Doctor, considering he was in the Confession Down for 4.5 billion years. Like, you guys realize this makes the Doctor 4.5 billion years old? At least his mind is 4.5 billion years old. Come on. Even more than that, probably?
Bro has seen everything. Bro has pondered everything.
Yes. He does the Zygon invasion. He meets the Zygons again. That's some very cool thing. Zygon invasion was quite a cool episode.
Yeah, he gives a really cool speech during that. He also brought Missy. Oh, and also
Yeah, talk about Missy.
Missy's redemption arc, and he met
Yes.
the guy John Sims again.
Yes, John Sims returns again as the Master during his little arc.
Of course, a disguise is necessary when you are someone's former prime minister.
Okay, yeah. Um, Technically speaking, he first appeared in Day of the Doctor. He had a little cameo and it's like, no, sir, all 13, and
His
then they chose
eyebrows did.
his
His
eye.
fucking eyebrows did.
Yeah, and obviously, so then because of Clara's death, what I was talking about, he gets out of the confession dial, and then he meets what I'm going to call the um the entirety of the Time Lord army because Rassilon tries to confront him, and then he just says, "Get off my planet," because he's that guy, and then the Rassilon's like, "Oh yeah, fuck you, I'm gonna shoot you," and then the soldiers, you know what they do? They put down their guns because they are not gonna shoot the Doctor, bro. They ain't even gonna try. I mean, they did obviously they tried, but they all missed on purpose. They all just shot the wall on purpose because they are not gonna shoot the Doctor. And
Didn't
then
they shoot out No More or something?
yeah, 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 on the wall. Um, and then I was in Hell Bent, which is I kind of controversial. But after my rewatch, I actually kind of like Hell Bent. I can't lie, it's definitely not the worst finale. Okay, so yeah,
It is a
um,
finale of all time.
what happens is they have to resurrect Clara. The time to resurrect her because of the thing of the hybrid and stuff, and then she is resurrected in a so-called amoral state, where the Doctor then goes to the Matrix. In the Matrix, it's pretty cool. We see all the old Doctor's foes. We see the Daleks, the Cybermen, the Weeping Angels as well. Like, come on. We see so many cool stuff in there, and then they steal a Type 1 TARDIS, which literally looks like the first Doctor's TARDIS interior. It's very cool how it looks quite similar to that. And it's a original TARDIS. We see the original TARDIS model for that. And then, obviously, they do a little thing where one of them will forget everything about the other. That's the only way that they can stop it, because Clara still doesn't feel her heartbeat. Her heartbeat was gone because she's technically dead. So, they both took it, and the one who lost all the memories was the Doctor. The Doctor lost all memories of Clara, and he wakes up in America, where there's a American diner in the distance. He goes inside, he meets a woman, but it's Clara, and he doesn't know it's Clara because he forgot everything about Clara. And she proceeds to tell him, or he proceeds to tell her the story of a person called Clara that he apparently knows. But in the end, he doesn't remember. And then he leaves the diner, and then it's revealed that the diner is actually Clara's TARDIS. That's the amoral Clara from Hellbound. Because Clara has her own TARDIS now, and she's doing her own adventures with Ashilda. So, yeah. I don't know if she's still
And if
out
she
there.
dies, the whole universe fucking collapses.
Yeah. So, she's just chilling there. She's still alive, but
She better not die.
yeah. In season 10, because season 9 is where Clara departs as a companion, we then meet Bill. And Bill, very, very nice thing happens to Bill. A very, very nice thing.
Amazing thing it's happened to Bill. Only sunshines and rainbows.
Yeah, she gets turned to a Cyberman. Sorry to tell you. Um, that's what happens. um, yes, and then in his final episode, he meets the first Doctor, not played by William Hartnell because he's passed away, but played by David Bradley, and it's called Twice Upon a Time. It's quite a nice episode as well. And yeah, then he regenerates. Obviously, he did some cool stuff. He fought Robin Hood with a spoon. He's one of the first to use the spoon as a weapon like that. He almost abandoned Davros. Here it is, the coming of the hybrid I was talking about. He moved on from them. Lego Dimensions happened because Lego Dimensions, he met Bill. They have adventures. Bill gets turned into a Cyberman. Twice Upon a Time happens. And yeah, that is the 12th Doctor, my new favorite Doctor after I rewatched this series in full, which is very cool. And he's quite underrated too. Okay, now let's cover um the stuff surrounding. We already talked about the Valeyard, but we have the Doctor from the Daft Dimension. The Daft Dimension is a joke comic strip in an alternate universe where there's all the Doctors there and they're like joke characters. Like, it's just for laughs. It's a little funny comic strip in all of Doctor Who. As you can see, they have Peter Capaldi right here. That's Jodie Whittaker. That's Joe Martin. That's William Hartnell. That's John Pertwee. I think that's supposed to be Tom Baker. That's John Hurt, Christopher Eccleston, Matt Smith, Colin Baker. I don't know who's that.
I I can't fucking tell.
Is that Patrick? Is that meant to be Patrick Troughton? Because I don't see Patrick Troughton anywhere else.
I think maybe
That's
we're seven,
that's
8,
I don't know. I think that's
5.
David Tennant. Yeah, I don't know, but that's the Daft Dimension for you. It's just a little funny little comic that was made. Okay. Shadow World's 12th Doctor from Extremis. Yes, I know this one. Shadow World. It was this alternate dimension that was there. A virtual simulation of the Earth, which had, constructs of the planet's populace, which were fake. It was made by the monks. Not the monk, the Time Lord. The monks, the species of the monks. Yes, this happened
Yes.
in the episode Extremis. And yeah, there's an alternate version of the 12th Doctor in there as well. Here it is, 12th Doctor from Shadow World, and he's a replica of the Doctor, not the real Doctor. Okay, now we have...
The Pope meets with the Doctor.
We already covered the Voord leader. The Voord leader was the alternate 12th Doctor, I'm pretty sure, from that little comic that we saw, isn't it? Brother, allow me to just find the thing. beg you. It was like down there where we saw alternate 12th Doctor. Yes, the alternate 12th Doctor, where he is looking for Gallifrey, because at the end of season 8, I think, yes, Missy says that Gallifrey's alive. He goes to the coordinates, he finds nothing, then he smashes the TARDIS console, because he's a very angry guy. This is an alternate universe where he kept searching after he got betrayed by Clara, and he didn't save Clara's boyfriend, who I don't even remember the name of because he's so irrelevant. Like, holy crap, who remembers that guy? Was it Danny Pink or whatever that is? Um,
Yeah, something like that.
Something else about the 12th Doctor, by the way. Um, 12th Doctor is one of the first times we see the Doctor's childhood. We see, like, in Listen, the episode Listen, where Clara goes and comforts the baby doctor, not baby, like, I presume like 10 years old at that time, doctor, who's sleeping in the barn. And we see the Gallifreyan woman who comes over and is like, oh, he'll never be a Time Lord. He's too dumb. And then Clara comes and comforts him and tells him why fear is strong for him. And he never learns about that again. Listen is quite a nice episode, but yeah, that's the story of that. Okay, now we have the tourist of the 10,000 drafts. The tourist was a traveler to the 10,000 dawns with whom Graylin Skyte's friend Shona and ex-girlfriend Ashlyn Oswin. I assume that's meant to be the Clara then. Together, yes, they were among Grain's friends across the multiverse who answered Archimedes von call for video greetings when Grail was forced to spend her birthday in quarantine. I think this was made during Doctor Who lockdown. They commissioned a lot of fan works during this time, and yeah, I'm not sure how it's an alternate version of the 12th Doctor, but I guess it is. The Tourist. Maybe it's like the 12th Doctor as a woman, I don't know. I'm gonna assume that.
Maybe.
Okay, Tourist done. We done all the Claras now. Oh, the Tourist companion is implied to be a Clara Splinter, which was what we just covered. I just realized something.
Okay.
Up here, okay, we missed these dudes.
Yeah, we did.
And we also missed this Master of Baker's End. We should do that now. Let's always cover this. We did this. Let's do these, and then we're gonna do this Master of Baker's End, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. Lady Aesc. Okay. Lady Aesc. Lady Aesc. This is from 10,000 Dawns. What actually is 10,000 Dawns? That's the thing that we've been chatting about this whole time. It's an artificial multiverse of 10,000 alternate universes that lived alongside one another and occasionally bled into each other. Who made this? The 10,000 Dawns relationship with Doctor Universe can be interpreted as being further explored in Jace Black's 10,000 Dawns Christmas short story Winter View. Hired trans-temporal investigators to investigate the Dawns. The Chronox fear that version of humanity from the Dawns might become a potential enemy.
Enemy knows.
Don't tell me. No.
God damn
it. Okay, so in conclusion, this is some faction paradox jargon, basically. That's basically what this is. So this is another faction paradox thing, okay? Yes. This is a Time Lord with a bunch of regenerations, and they become this. I've not read 10,000 Dawns because, listen, I know a decent bit about the faction paradox series after I read it, but I have never heard of this in my life. I don't know what this is. It's a series.
Yeah, me neither.
It exists.
Yeah.
It's an alternate story that is, I guess, related to Doctor Who in a way.
Somehow.
Although she was accused of being a ripoff of aka the Doctor, by both Chris Craig and that person, and even impersonated at one point, she maintained he was her own distinct person. So basically, This is basically a fan thing that people says, oh, it's a Doctor Who ripoff, and then they're like, no, it's canon. It's a person. It's a doctor, real. So yeah, the real Doctor. Trust. If you want to read this, go ahead. I have not. All right. Master of Baker's End. Ooh. Do you want to read this one? I've read so much stuff now.
Um, hold on. It's apparently the Doctor, but not.
It's played by Tom Baker, so.
Yeah.
Canaan's master, a traveler of the omnibus, was the master of Nest Cottage, also known as Baker's End, and he was a Time Lord known as the Fourth Doctor, or an actor, Tom Baker. um, and
Baker.
according to Bros Peace, however, the Doctor was Tom Baker when he met Iris what's name, in 18th century England. um, yeah, that's the and he had a whole bunch of adventures, I guess. So I guess it's technically the Doctor.
Somewhat of the Fourth Doctor, but not.
One interpretation of the Master of Bigson is that he is the
Official
curator.
Susan Unomikoto joined.
I'll be late, but I'm still joining, so the gag happens in case it closes. Hi, and bye.
Official Susan Unomikoto left.
Okay.
Oh, God.
One interpretation of the Master of Bakerson is that he is the curator, as they both resemble a retired Doctor played by Tom Baker.
That's true.
I guess, yeah, maybe. Who knows? What is? I guess he's all the way down there. Which
Guardians of the Edge.
We got some time left. How long is this video? Oh boy, 1 hour 21 minutes. We will have to. Okay, let's just finish New Who. Okay, New Who took surprisingly longer than I thought it would.
Well, we've been making jokes and all that.
Yeah, and also we spent a long time covering 10, 11, and 12 you know a lot about. At least I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Is that all 12 stuff?
I believe so.
Just checking we didn't miss anything over here. Okay, that leads to this crap. Okay.
The Relic Doctor, which.
Oh boy. Okay. 13th Doctor. Yay! Everyone's favorite.
Because Chris Chibnall's a horrible fucking writer.
13th
Fuck
Doctor.
Chris Chibnall. 13th Doctor deserved better.
Okay, 13th
She's a good
Doctor
actor.
Is the first female incarnation, mainline, of course, female incarnation of the Doctor. Played by Jodie Whittaker. I can't lie, I low-key haven't watched anything past like the first season of her thing, so I can't really say anything.
I haven't watched after The Woman Who Fell to Earth.
Yeah. She's a decent actor, but her writing was not that good. But yeah. I will say she had a pretty good episode in Power of the Doctor. Power of the Doctor was very good because it featured a whole bunch of stuff that we'll get onto a little bit later. But that is what we're talking about. She is the reveal of the timeless child, the thing that ruined absolutely everything.
Yay. Fucking
They did Arachnids in the UK, just horrible. Demons of the Punjab, not that good. It takes you where I haven't seen it. Stuff.
I didn't like The Woman Who Fell to Earth. I didn't think I'd like the other stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Spyfall, yes, they introduced the Master again. After one season,
This was actually kind of good.
I liked Sacha Dhawan as the Master, but the reason that people don't like him is because he came after Missy, who had a lot of decent character development, and he was then back to being the insane guy. But he's his portrayal was very good, though. I will say he's probably my favorite part of the 13th Doctor series. He's very cool, and obviously,
Yeah.
Sajid Dhawan is a South Asian actor, like like me, from India. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he was also affiliated with the Nazis.
Oh yeah, that happened for an episode. That's kind. Didn't they use that as a plot point because he's brown? It was like they convinced the 13th Doctor convinced the Nazis. Oh, he's actually a he's actually a minority, and then they fucking attacked him.
No, she like
Some
eliminated his
crap like that.
chameleon, his shimmer, the thing that hides the fact that he is in fact not
White.
a blonde-haired, blue-eyed
Yes,
white
yes.
person.
Yeah. The plot was just straight up racist. Oh boy.
The 13th Doctor sent Bro to the concentration camp.
He had quite a cool dawn sequence. That was funny where he played Rasputin and did that because he's funny.
Yeah,
He
he
also
destroyed
killed.
Gallifrey.
Yeah, he destroyed Gal. He did what the Daleks couldn't do. He did what no one could have done in like 4 minutes.
And people
Uh,
complained, oh, he did, or some random guy just destroyed Gallifrey. Bitch, that's the Master. Do you know
yeah,
who you're talking about? He
yeah.
is him.
He's still the master, bro. And obviously he got trapped by the Toymaker in a game with him, and he got trapped in the 60th anniversary specials. But yeah,
And
13th
then some hands
Doctor.
snatched the tooth.
13th Doctor was let down. Stop giving me a bad one. Let down by
A
bad.
bad.
Let down by bad writing. Uh, I think the cast was decent. I really like Sacha Dhawan's Master, and Jodie Whittaker's Doctor is nice. Yeah. Okay.
The
How are we going?
writing was what led.
Oh right, she also did Flux, didn't she? Flux.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
Which was pretty good, from what I heard.
Yes, Flux, and also Fugitive Doctor. Was introduced. We talked about Fugitive Doctor already.
Mm.
So, what we didn't know.
The Sanity and The Herald.
Is that it? The Sanity
Yes.
was an alternative version of the 13th Doctor. And that's it. Okay.
Bro, what the fuck? She looked like she came straight out of Tron.
That's the only. If it says the Herald is an alternate version of 13th Doctor, oh, the 13th Doctor is a
Wait,
newspaper.
that's not it. That's not it. Herald of Madness. Who the fuck is this? That is not. No.
Is a gigantic,
Oh my
monstrous version of the Doctor from the future, which was trapped in the Catastrophia and subsumed by its chaos. In the Catastrophia, the Herald exists alongside the Sanity and the original 13th Doctor. Oh, okay, so in this comic, I'm gonna assume that there was, this big mind thing, and obviously 13 and the Sanity and was like the good side. The Herald was like the bad side, and obviously she had to defeat them. And yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then that came from the Mistress of Chaos or whatever.
Yes. Master Doctor, I know this is at the Power of the Doctor because I've seen that episode because I heard it was very
This
good.
is where.
That page? No, it doesn't. Okay, basically, Sacha Dhawan's Master took over the 13th Doctor's body and forced her to regenerate into him. And yeah, that's actually a theory that is what messed up the regeneration from then on. Because after that we had him 13th Doctor regenerating into a past face and then bi-generating. So maybe that is what messed it up. Maybe the Master forcing the Doctor regenerate into him. That's a theory.
And then the Master wore like stuff from all different incarnations, including the Celery and the Seventh Doctor's like vest.
Yeah.
Very cool outfit.
And apparently it's just connected to.
Not the Valeyard.
That is connected to this, which is connected to.
Oh no! 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 No!
Alright. Why does this have this very long thing? The Doctor as portrayed by David Tennant. Okay, so they should fine, sure. Okay, but now it is time. I've explained a lot. Do you want to have the 14th Doctor?
All right, 14th Doctor. So he's David Tennant. He regenerated in the same phase. He fights the Toymaker and Beep the Meep, who is Beep the Meep's an
Yes, from a
evil
comic.
alien,
He
or
came
well,
from a
his whole
Fourth
species is
Doctor
evil.
Marvel
but
comic,
he's-
by the way. When Marvel
Yeah,
published Doctor Beep the Meep came from the
Star Beast, where he
yes.
fought the 4th Doctor.
Yeah.
He also fought the 6th Doctor in a Big Finish audio story called The Ratings War.
Beep the Meep or the
Uh,
Doctor?
Beep the Meep.
Oh.
Beep the Meep fought the 6th Doctor.
Uh,
Yeah, and the 14th Doctor was in a comic where he fights the Daleks.
the thing is, he contradicted the genesis of the Daleks again because he went back there and like changed it by giving the plunger.
Well, I mean, hey, the Toymaker did play a jigsaw with his history, so
Yes. And we also have this, and he did the best thing ever. It's the best thing ever.
the
The
bedtime.
yes, bro. It's the Planet Bedtime Stories.
Yeah, he reunited with Donna. He
Oh my god.
awoke the Doctor Donna again. He fought the Knot things at the edge of the universe,
Oh,
made
they
a
were
line, gave them to cross over it, and then Myth and Game came in the universe, and the Pantheon of Chaos happened because of him.
Official
Wilfred
Susanoo no Mikoto
Bond!
joined.
The
Apologies for being
goat.
late.
Okay, we're nearly at the end.
At the
And
end.
yes, he met Wilf again because obviously the 14th Doctor.
Yes, and the Toymaker also caused the 14th Doctor's regeneration. His logic was, I played a game with the first Doctor. I played a game with the latest Doctor. The next game would be with the next Doctor, and shoots him with a laser. And then bi-generation happens, and in the cut we got what comes out.
Guys, I think his name is Shooty Gatwa, but sure. This is the first time.
Shoot Gatwa. Sorry.
This is the first time that we see bi-generation in the whole series. We didn't even know that was a thing. The 14th Doctor said it was a myth before, but yes, that is a new thing which happened, and then the bi-generation, yeah. That's
And there's 2 TARDISes now.
yeah. And what happened after that was, of course, the Doctor, 14th Doctor, settled down with Donna to try and get rid of his trauma. There's a lot of theories what happens to 14th Doctor. Some people say that he just relives his trauma and then becomes the 15th Doctor. Some people say that he, like, uh, what was I going to say?
He becomes a curator.
Yes, that's another one. That's another theory that he becomes.
Oh, Valeyard! No! 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 No!
Valeyard.
No! 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 Worms are back!
How much did I miss?
No, like we did 9 all the way up to 14. We're on 14 right now. So the next one is the last one.
Apologies that the number 1 Jack Harkness fan isn't here. I'd make a jab at Deimos, but I'd made a pact where I wouldn't, so he survives
I
today.
think the 14th Doctor has at
He
least
survives
connection.
today.
He has 0, like I mean 1, which is just
He has 1.
1. Yeah. Okay. After 14th Doctor,
That's the video ending.
we
Or
have
has it ended?
ending kind of soon, not yet. Okay.
We got
Okay,
was
Wait a second.
15th
Just remind me.
Doctor.
We have the bald black woman holding a flaming sword, which was Doctor One from Rose. So basically, of Russell T Davies made a novel of Rose, right? After, the show.
Yeah.
And in it, there was a bunch of alternate universe versions of, not universe, like incarnations of the Doctor, which happened at some point. And obviously, it's assumed that these were timeless child craps, I guess. So you had a bald black woman holding a flaming sword. What's name? Doctor One? Maybe if I go novel, Rose, novelization. That'll probably be on the novelization of Rose, and where is it? I guess not. I can't find that there. But I know this incarnation exists somewhere. There's also child in a high-tech wheelchair with canine. Apparently another incarnation, so those exist too.
The Doctor with Stephen Hawking, which means
real.
The
Doctor
Doctor never went to Epstein's Island.
Alright, bro. So the
I
next.
Just going full Jack Harkness mode. Apologies.
Okay. I think that's.
I can tell you who
it.
did go to Epstein's Island. That was Jack Harkness.
I refuse to comment on this. That's the real Jack Harkness, okay?
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Okay,
Now we have
buddy.
the. Okay, before we do the 15th Doctor, there's some things up here. We got the Doctor from the Lily Savage show. What the fuck is that?
Oh, we also gotta do the Guardians of the Edge or whatever. Or should we save that for next episode?
It's technically part of the 13th Doctor, so yeah. The Lily Savage show is a BBC television series hosted by Paul under the driving persona of Lily Savage, producer portraying a new incarnation of the Doctor. Okay, that looks hideous. This is
Oh God.
definitely something that exists. This is from that Lily Savage thing, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. The Doctor from Winning Designs. I'm gonna talk about Winning Designs. Oh, here he actually looks fine. Winning Designs is an article in 1987 Doctor Who magazine 131. It included a interactive event begun in Doctor Who magazine 108 and further in Doctor Who magazine 113, where the readers were first invited to submit their own fan casting for a new Doctor, companion, and antagonist. They did a contest for the Doctor Who casting competition, which is quite cool. And the winning designs were submitted by these guys. And the monster would first be confronted in disguise by the Doctor and his companion Maggie while posing as a designer for a new space-themed ride for an American amusement park. Yeah, I guess
sounds
this.
Like it'd have been a sick episode.
Yeah, it's something that the fans made back in 1987. Maybe they should make this an episode like now. That'd
Use
be quite
that
cool.
because that would make sense.
Dude, they bring in the fucking 20th Doctor early.
Well, and it's this guy, this illustration that they made.
Like a guy who looks like it.
Yeah, there's probably an actor who looks like that. There's probably a bunch of actors who look like this.
Wait, okay, Carl Urban.
wait, actually, that looks like actually does look like Carl.
Dude, I was gonna make the same joke. I was gonna make the same joke.
That actually looks like him. That actually looks like him.
Carl Urban.
Looks like the dude. The Master looks like the Doctor Strange actor. The Master looks like the Doctor Strange
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That mixed with a little bit of the Beatles.
Yeah.
Reverse that, and it's literally perfect for the Doctor and.
Yes, bro. If they ever make this into an episode or something, that'll be quite funny.
We need the winning designs episode. Carl Urban Master and
Urban Doctor.
Other way around. Okay, so there's a lot of post 15 stuff we're not going to do this episode, but let's just end it off on. Actually, no, we got one thing with the 15th Doctor. Has 15th Doctor have an alternate? But okay, I don't even want to know now. 15th Doctor. Yes, 15th Doctor. 15th Doctor is played by Ncuti Gatwa. He has only had one season, and he's getting some comics which I can't comment on because they're not out yet. But I will probably be buying them and telling you guys what I think.
The first season was amazing.
From a bi-generation, from the 14th Doctor.
versus Jack Harkness.
And then he met Ruby Sunday's companion. They did a whole bunch of stuff. They did some stuff. They did a Roblox game.
Oh god. Oh god.
They.
Get the logo. Wait.
That's Roblox. It's Roblox.
Oh.
Roblox.
I wasn't looking. Sorry.
They also have the Doctor stuck on a landmine in Boom, which is a very nice episode. They also have Rogue, the introduction of Rogue. I wonder who Rogue's supposed to replace, considering an actor's problems. Then you also have the Doctor, 15th Doctor remet with Mel again. Mel was a 7th Doctor companion.
6th Doctor, 6th and 7th Doctor companion.
Okay, yeah, he met with her again. And then he met Sutek for the first time in the show since all that time. And
11 whole regenerations.
Yes. And then, of course, recently they did the Star Trek artwork. Not crossover fully, but it's an artwork. And he's meeting Jean... I haven't watched Star Trek, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Jean-Luc Picard.
Okay. Yeah, the Star Trek guy. The Star Trek guy.
He's not just the Star Trek guy, he's one of the captains of the Enterprise. James
Okay.
C. Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Now listen, I'm not that knowledgeable on Star Trek in comparison to Doctor Who. Sorry, guys. Um, then you can
I
also.
am partially Star Wars. Maybe we'll discuss that when this crossover between them happens never.
Yeah. Then, obviously for Sutek, he proceeded to tie a rope around his neck and drag him across the time vortex. That's what happened at
What
the end of that.
happens when you bring death to death? Life.
Yeah. And yeah, obviously Ruby Sunday's now gone, and he's gonna get he's gonna get a upcoming Christmas special in, you know, Christmas this year. So.
Oh wait! Can I mention something?
Yeah.
Wasn't it confirmed that the Ruby Sunday wasn't over as a companion? It's just temporarily over?
Yeah, Russell T Davies did say that she is coming back. So yeah, we will see that.
Yeah. And also
I got.
You know, Doctor, like the first proper Black Doctor properly in the series, not like a joke thing or anything. He's the first proper incarnation.
Well, no, there was the Fugitive Doctor.
Ah, the main incarnation, because main
incarnation, yeah.
The 15th Doctor is that.
But
I wonder if we'll get another female Doctor for like 16th or 17th
maybe.
Doctor.
Carl Urban 16th
I hope
yes,
I hope so hard for the 9th Doctor's actor to return.
I know who should play, who Carl Urban should actually play, bro. He should play Absalom Dak.
Yes. Oi, Ewie, Dalek killed me bloody wife.
I gotta say this. I'm going to pitch a crack episode idea for if the 9th Doctor's actor returns for an entire series to make up the series you didn't have with the 9th. Okay, so what if the first opening arc is the Carl Urban Dalek Slaughter arc?
Ah, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
oi, Doc, the Daleks killed me bloody wife.
Anyway, there's also the last incarnation of this video. It's called The Doctor from Contents. I don't know what the hell is Contents.
Oh, that's the right one.
Oh, when I click it, it directly leads to the 15th Doctor. So yeah.
Yeah, plot to be added.
Okay, but although it's not explicitly stated where contents falls within the Doctor's life, the illustration depicts a chest with an item owned by each known incarnation by that point, excluding the War Doctor, including a handbag owned by the female incarnation from the Death List. Okay, so I guess this is implied that this is the 15th Doctor. I've not read the poem. I don't know if it's some cool stuff in it, but you can read it if you want. Yeah, that's the final thing of this video. I hope you did enjoy this video. We have now done a decent amount of chart, honestly. We did everything until the 15th Doctor, which is the current incarnation of the Doctor. And you might be like, oh, but we're on the 15th Doctor. How come there's stuff afterwards? There is definitely stuff after the 15th Doctor, which you will be seeing.
There's things.
In our next episode.
I thought that...
From...
Okay, before this video ends, I have to mention me being an idiot, because it will be funny. I accidentally saw the 15th... Anyway, shut the fuck up! Anyway, I accidentally saw the 14th Doctor line be headed towards by the 15th Doctor, and I look like a fucking idiot in my head, so I'm going to publicly shame myself.
What?
I said I saw the line from the 15th Doctor go to the 14th Doctor is what I meant, and I'm publicly shaming myself for the ending.
Oh. Okay, bro. Yeah. That is, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff we will do in the next episode. And yes,